Hello, welcome to College of Teacher Education, St. Louis College Incorporated Student Orientation. I am your host, Mrs. Mayet-Valdez, and I am your program coordinator. So without too much ado, let's start. There are some rules of the College of Teacher Education and some information that you need to know in order for you to successfully finish what you will be starting as future teachers. First, we have the program outcomes. So the program outcomes are the expected outcomes that you will become or that you will be acquiring after you have graduated from your respective programs enrolled. So the minimum standards for the BE Ed program or for all the programs are expressed in the following minimum set of learning outcomes. First, after the 4-year course, you are expected to have articulated and discussed the latest developments in the specific field of practice. Meaning, you should have been made abreast of the latest developments of the teaching and the teacher. And then the second one, you should have effectively communicated orally and in writing using both mother tongue Filipino and English, meaning you should have at least mastered your vernacular. You should have mastered speaking both Filipino and English. And then third, work effectively and independently in multidisciplinary and multicultural terms. This is especially so to us that we are in a multi-tribe province. It is expected then for you, future teachers, that you should be learning multidisciplinary and multicultural teams. What specific strategies can we do or can we learn so that we understand the different cultures of the different tribes? And then fourth, act on in recognition of professional, social, and ethical responsibility. Now, as college, you will be dealing with two types of subjects. We have the humanities subjects and you have the professional subjects. It's expected that after you have finished your courses, you are expected to have to be a better citizen because of your humanities subject, and you're expected to become professional because of your professional subjects. And the fifth one, preserve and promote Filipino historical and cultural heritage. As teachers, you are the best example of people in the Philippines who should be knowing the historical and cultural heritage of the Philippines. Let's continue. Now, for the program goals, the BE Ed aims to develop. I think you know this one because you have chosen to be BE Ed or BSED or BESED. The BE Ed aims to develop elementary school teachers who are either generalists, who can teach across the different learning areas in grade school, special education, and preschool teachers. So you should be dealing with your subjects later on. Mapapansin nyo afterwards, your subjects are teaching Filipino in the elementary grades, teaching math in the elementary grades, and the like. Because it's expected that after this, you can teach all the different types of subjects. Now we have the BSED. The BSED aims to develop high school teachers who can teach in one of the different learning areas in high school like mathematics. Now, unlike in the elementary, who should be mastering all the subjects, the BSED only masters 1 to 2 subjects, one major and one minor. Although the curriculum now for the teacher education does not allow any minors. Noon, yung mga old curriculums, meron silang major, for example, major in English, minor in science, pwedeng ganun. But now, you're only allowed to take one major. But still, it's expected that you should know how to teach 2 or more subjects. And the BESED, the new curriculum for the teacher education program, the Bachelor in Early Childhood Education, aims to educate individuals to be competent early childhood practitioners working with children from 0 to 8 years old in various early childhood settings. Take note, 0 to 8 years old. That is the coverage of the early childhood education program. So, next, we have the program core values. Bilisan na lang natin because I'm only allowed to have 15 minutes. The program core values is represented by the present progressive form of the verb teach, which communicates that teachers' commitment and passion to teach should be continuous and never complacent. So it's in here, teaching, Teaching. It's expected that you should be tactful. Ibig sabihin, you can stand your ground. Kung anong sinabi mo, panindigan mo, hindi pwedeng sinungaling, hindi pwedeng plastic. Okay? Next one, empathetic. If you are empathetic, as early as first years, you should have been exercising being empathetic towards others. That means, bawal po ang judgmental. Ibig sabihin, before judging or before giving your opinion towards something, you should be putting yourself on the shoes of that person. So you should know kung anong pinanghuhugutan niya, kung anong pinanggagalingan niya, para maintindihan natin. This is um, This is a requirement for all teachers since you will be dealing with your learners in the future. And then we have accountable. Sorry for the motor. We have a parlor in our compound. We are 8 houses here, and it's real noisy. Work from home is real. Next, we have accountable. Accountable, you knows that student success or failure are greatly dependent on him or her. So as early as possible, you should be knowing that you as future teachers should be accountable. Should be accountable. We will be practicing this one. There is a saying that goes, you can either break or make your students based on how you deal with them. So you must be very careful how you deal with them. Baka we are already judging them, hindi pa natin alam. Okay? And then, it's expected that we should be civil. That means, we are displaying an adequate mark of courtesy and politeness befitting a citizen. As much as possible, napakataas ng tingin nila sa ating mga tiga teacher education because we are future teachers. We are the epitome meaning the best example of a citizen. So, you should always be displaying that you are polite, that you are courteous. So, observe, ma'am, sir, ano pa yung mga, basta maging magalang. Ito pa, next, honest. Knows and displays that teachers are the epitome of honesty and integrity. As much as possible, wala sanang sinungaling na teacher. Wala sanang plastic na teacher. Mas maganda yung sinasabi mo kung ano nasa loob mo, kesa sa kinikimkim mo and then i-chismis mo sa iba. Natulungan ba yung chinismis mo? Hindi. Yun. Honest dapat. And then, ingenious. Hindi totoong may taong bobo. May taong tamad. I will agree with you. Ingenious means we will never be out of knowledge and is always innovating and resourceful. Yan yung mga teachers ngayon. Ginigipit, may online class daw, blended learning module, hindi kulang-kulang naman ang binibigay ng government. Pero, nakaka-survive pa rin because ang mga teachers ay ingenious. Hindi tayo nawawalan ng knowledge. We always have something that comes out of our minds. And paano tayo magiging ganon? We should speak our minds out. Be bold and mag-isip lang and magsalita lang. Wala namang taong nangangain ng taong nagsasalita ng kanyang saloobin. Next, nation-oriented. Has a deep sense of responsibility to where the nation is led and is going. Kung merong isang tao or merong isang nagtatrabaho sa pamahalaan that is expected to build the nation, yun ay ang teacher. Why? Because we are nation builders. We mold the future. We mold the future by molding children. So, kung ano yung gusto nating papuntahan ng bansa natin, yun yung ituro natin sa mga bata. Bakit kaya maraming corrupt ngayon? I don't know. Let's ask their teachers. Anong nangyari? And then godly. Last one, godly. Of course, we are in a Christian institutions. As future teachers, as early as now, you should be exercising your belief. And we should be practicing that the ultimate source of knowledge is God. Wala yung talino mo kung wala ang Diyos. Wala ka dyan kung wala ang Diyos. And yun yung highest calling natin, I think. And as first years, as continuing teacher education students, I want you to put your I want you to put your heart this one. You are not just enrolled here as an accident. You are enrolled here because you are called to teach, and it's not an accident. It's an opportunity that is given by God to you to touch lives, to mold the future. So, di ba ang swerte mo? So, that's our program core values. We move on to the next. Our schedule is, we have two. Yung mga second years, I have chopped their schedules into like this. Ang ginawa kong example ay yung PE Ed. So, tatlo ang kukunin nila sa prelims. So, ito yon. Imbes na sa prelims, mag-exam sila sa lahat-lahat nito. Ang hirap mag-isip ng ilang subjects. Ng isang week, ito yung gagawin mong module. So, mas madali siguro kung mas marami yung oras mo, pero ito lang yung pinag-iisipan mo. However, you still need to have your exam after 2 weeks. For example, yung common, one module per week sana. So basically, you should have 5 modules in prelims. And then 1 week is for exam. Pero ang ginawa natin dito, ginawa natin 2 weeks lang before the prelims. So basically, yung first 3 modules should be gotten for first week, and then the last 4th and 5th modules should be gotten in the second week. Tapos after nun, exam na. Following week, yun na naman, compressed po ang schedule ng second years pataas. However, for first years, ito pa rin yung inyong, common pa rin yung inyong schedule. So, ito pa rin ang follow. Next, we have assessment. Now, I encourage you, since we do not have a face-to-face interaction, I encourage you to do everything that your teachers are asking you to do, especially your quizzes or your tests or your assignments, because your grades are only, your grades, nakasalalay dun yung grade nyo lang. Doon. Hindi naman namin ma-checkin yung mga attendance. Of course, we can check timeliness, we can check neatness, we can check accuracy. Kaya nga, kung mayroong blank, patay na. Kaya I encourage you, dapat lahat ng test, lahat ng quiz filled up. And since compressed yung inyong schedule, talagang dapat upuan nyo yan. Next, class rules. Your teachers will be giving your class rules in their class orientation with you. Maybe yun yung una nilang gagawin. Pero I want to reiterate discipline. As future, sinabi ko na kanina, as teachers, you should be the epitome of everything nice. Everything nice and everything positive. At walang teacher na nega, ha? Walang teacher na nega. Kasi, I always tell them kung ano, you are always given 2 choices a day. Positive or negative. Anong pipiliin mo? Always choose the positive. Again, inulit na naman dito, teachers are the epitome of integrity and honesty. And we are bold. Sorry, minsan nagagalit kami. Lagi man ako nakangiti, pero huwag kayo masanay na nakangiti ako kasi pwede rin maging tigre ito minsan. Okay? For grading, naku, I'm going out of time. Prelim grade, cumulative tayo. pwedeng i-play nyo na lang ito and pag-aralan nyo to. Grading na yan. And then, PM me kung may hindi naiintindihan. Yung payment nyo,